Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm ill today, so this is going to be a bit of a quick fire video. If you haven't seen the video we released earlier today, it's the hacker video. Came out at around probably about 2-3 hours ago. From now, this is the 9 o'clock video, you know, your typical 9 o'clock video. And today we're going to be looking at what I believe, not what I believe, but it's probably the worst DPS tower in the game. And who is that? You know, you look at these DPS towers, you got like minigunner, golden minigunner, engineer, accelerator, necromancer, Gatling gun, pursuit, I say turrets, you know, all of these towers. But the worst one, in my opinion, is of course the militants. Now you could argue, hello, hello. There we go. You could argue not a DPS tower, and that's definitely a conversation to be held. But I think it is because it is just kind of its whole thing is damage. It doesn't really do anything else. It doesn't. It does. The whole thing is damage, and that should be the early game as well. So we are going to get ourselves a farm, a DJ booth, and a commander. Beautiful, and then to go with the DPS tower. I don't think we'll need anything. I don't actually think this should probably. If we're saying it's a DPS tower, this should do fine. Against intermediate mode. I reckon it will. Like the militants, that should be every single tower we need. So let's hop into a quick game and find out, shall we? Now. What map do we do? What map encompasses the militants? Militants, you know, like of course, forest camp encompasses this tower. A militant, we know, kind of like a military tower. Of course, again, by the way, the Easter Bunny thing. Militant, kind of like a military tower. We are going to have to skip wave 1 because we only start with 600. But I have not played this map in ages. Wow, it's changed loads. I mean, the path hasn't changed actually, but it looks way better than it. I have not played this map since it changed, which is shocking, to be honest. But something does seem off about these normal zombies, don't they? Prepare your defenses and defend over anything. We've got ourselves a militant. Is he worthy of the worst DPS tower in the game, or is he maybe better than people think he is? We're about to find out, won't we? He is a lot cheaper than most of the DPS towers, especially if he plays down for the first time. You know, and we skip this wave. We can now get our boy the militant. He does only do what 4 DPS, which isn't the worst on level 0. 700, 4 DPS, 13 range isn't terrible, but you know he is a lot more spammable than the other DPS towers because he is a lot cheaper. So like he is cheaper. He does worse damage, of course, and he has an alright range. His range is okay. He is way cheaper though. He also has flying and hidden detection. Not many other towers, not loads of other towers have flying detection. Most of them have hidden detection. Not loads of them have flying detection though. You've got a minigunner and minigunner spring to mind are the ones that don't have flying detection, and they're probably one of the most used DPS towers in the game currently. Now I'm not going to speak too much in this video because my voice hurts, but I've still got to get content out today. So you know. The grind must continue. So if you are new around here, why don't you leave a like and subscribe? And if you get any further in the video, you should do that because it means you like it. Rightio. So I don't think calling the militant the worst DPS tower. It's not calling it in turn a bad tower. I just think at its main job, which is DPS. Wait, it is the worst in like the category. You've got so many better towers, so many better options, but it is the cheapest and probably the most spammable though. Next to it's what 12k to max out. That's like a level 3 golden minigunner. But a level 3 golden minigunner is a lot better than a max out stealth mercenary militant. It's not terrible though. It does what 30 something DPS. It'll do what 110 something DPS at max. It's not terrible, is it? Not absolutely horrendous. I have seen worse towers, but kind of. The thing with this guy is that he's just kind of alright. he's kind of obscured in behind every other DPS tower. And so today we're going to show him some love. And that's exactly what we're doing. Wave 16, my baby. So like, love. He's not a terrible tower. Might be, in fact, a decent tower. He's also very cheap to buy from the shop. 1,500 for the militant is quite good. He's quite bland. There's not got much going on. Some towers have like works, Gatling gun, you know, you can fire, pursuit, you know, helicopter. Minigunner is a minigunner, but militants, he's just a guy with a gun, and a dream, and I can respect that. I respect anyone's dreams, and my dream is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please subscribe and join the gang. That would be very nice. I mean, so far so good because we're alive and we haven't tanked any health. But like, the thing is, you know, it's just not fit for any further than this mode, is it? Intermediate mode is probably the best it's ever gonna get at Which, if you're a new player, it's great, because if it can probably what was I gonna say? If you're a new player, if you're a new player, it is fantastic. If it's just for I think I do up to intermediate roads really, really well and effectively. But if you want to go any further than that, you're probably gonna need to get a better DPS tower, something like the minigunner, maybe even the ranger if you want to be like 5 years behind. The ranger's still good. That's not, but he has had a bit of a fall off, hasn't he? That could be my next video on the fall off of the ranger. Does anyone really use him anymore? I haven't seen him being used in ages, which is a weird thing. It's mainly just the golden minigunner and the engineer that are used as like the big two like DPS towers now, really. But like the ranger's still one. Lost love, lost love. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye now because my voice really hurts. I am genuinely horrendously ill. Should I even be making this video? No, which shows my commitment to you lot. So, but like, I'm going to go now. So, again, for the third and final time in these 4 clips, please leave a like and subscribe. It would generally mean a lot. It would be it'd be incredible. We've had an incredible month on YouTube. Got like, I think this has been our best month ever. We've got like 100 and something subscribers in a month, which is ridiculous for a channel the size of mine. So, yeah, do that, and I'll see you next time. If you haven't seen my previous video on the update that may or may not be coming out today, go watch that. If it's already out, then you'll know what it is. But it is a speculation video. It's only like 2 minutes long, so it won't help. But if that's already out, then go watch my video on the most forgotten tower in TDS history, which you can find if you go to my channel. See ya.